see. I think the walk I'm very happy with the walk. I'm happy that our ultimate testimony is over 2 years on the walk and we're still here. We're coming into the final 11 months out of the country. And so to me, I'm just elated. I mean, I know now that I have a greater level in trust that if something is called forward for all the right reasons, that everything that needs to come forward to support that does come forward. So having that time on the road and that confidence within myself, I feel really good. I have no question and no doubt about the capacity of the human spirit to transform all things, because we've been out here without a major grant, although we've been writing, but we haven't secured that major funding or investor or sponsor. So it's been the people in communities everywhere we've been that have either given of themselves in some way, a meal, a place to stay, or given the resources that we need to find a place to stay, to eat, and our well-being to be sustained. So I feel very fortunate that we're at this place. So as the visionary for the walk, who began this walk thinking like the greatest challenge would be the physical walk, but learned very quickly into the process of the walk that the greatest challenge is our mental and emotional and spiritual walk and all the things that means, because you can't do this walk and have a fixed idea of what this walk is going to be. To be really true to the walk, you have to allow the walk to take you in all the places and spaces that it's going to. And sometimes that's an internal walk, and sometimes it's an external walk. So I've learned so many lessons being here on the walk. I also have been just so excited and grateful for the people who have chosen to walk with me, because without you, Karen, without Tony, Shondell, Leslie Pat, and now Rafia and Zenobia, and of course the matriarch of the walk, my mom, we couldn't have been here. So there's the external community that keeps us going, but there's that solid core that I always call the center that holds this together and keeps holding it so strong that everything that needs to galvanize around it to support it, that can happen. So as a visionary for the walk, I am so proud and so grateful. I am so awed by what this opportunity has provided for my own personal growth and for the growth of everyone that I've seen on the walk. I guess I've asked myself that question, not even just the people around me, but I've questioned myself from time to time, am I making the right decision? My mom, Audri Scott Williams, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 1996. And for anyone who knows a lot about Alzheimer's, the progression of Alzheimer's can be pretty quick. Of course, it's always based on the individual. So whether this walk would help Mom or be too much for her, I had no way of knowing. What I did know, and what was very important for me, is that if I left her at home, that it would probably mean being in a nursing home with an occasional visit from family, because everybody's so busy, and all over the country. So I felt within myself that her greatest opportunity to have a value-added life, a high quality of life, was to be in the midst of a circle of people who loved her so much that her day-to-day, every need that she could possibly have was given in love, and that she had an opportunity to bring so much of who she is to communities. And everywhere that we have been, Mom has opened up doors for us, just her presence with us. We've even been in communities, I remember in Fiji, where the young lady who worked just cried. I mean, all of them would cry around Mom because their elders die so young that they don't have the opportunity to have their mothers with them at the age that Mom is. So Mom has represented a whole lot to a whole lot of people. And so for all those people who may have said I should have left Mom home or this wasn't the best thing, I mean, the ultimate question is quality of life. And I think she has that here. In terms of life and death, which is a consideration that we all have to deal with, had she passed at home and I was on the walk, that would have been so traumatic for me, and I know that's selfish. If she were to make her transition on this walk in the time and space that we're in, I know, because I've had this time to be with her, how happy she is and what this means to her. I remember in India, in West Bengal, an elder who was bringing us into the fold of the Hindu tradition in a fire ceremony, and I asked him, I said, Baba, is Mom going to be okay? Is she going to make it through the journey? And he looked at me and he said, your mom is going to be fine. This journey is something she's called forward. You're here to help her make it happen. That somewhere in her life she called it forward. And it was at the right time when all of the angels and God heard her plea and brought her onto this journey. So he says, Mom is going to be fine. The rest of you better take care of yourself. So that was very, very nice to hear. I mean, my mind would say, yeah, I'd try to get a whole lot more money so we wouldn't have to work so hard to be, one, on the trail, and two, to be constantly working to gain resources, sometimes just to have a place to sleep that night or something to eat. But having said that, in all of the struggle that we've had from time to time to be out here, there's been a gift from that experience as well. The level of knowing within me now that the universe truly wants to support us is without question. So I guess maybe no. You know, maybe it's happening and unfolding exactly the way it's supposed to. Were it a vacation, then it might be a lot different and I might have a lot more to say. But as it is right now, I think the Trail of Dreams World Peace Walk is happening exactly the way it's meant to happen.